Recording. Welcome back for another exciting episode. Today we'll be attacking the Great Northern Wall, which is the first mission in the campaign, the first actual mission. So we're going to do a couple quests, we're going to get some armor. I brought some gold over from my other account. So there's armor traders, and there's all kinds of traders. You got dye traders, so you can dye your stuff whatever color you want. And notice I mentioned that black dye is not available. So even in the rest of the game, if you find a black dye, it's sellable. People will pay pretty good, usually five to 8,000 for it. So we're gonna sell all this crap. Now you can buy bags. So they've got bags. You can hold 2 bags. So you can drop your little bags right there. And then they've got runes of holding. So if you put those on your bag, it expands it from 5 to 10. So we're going to do that. We're going to get full storage, just like that. We'll do it this way. Put it down there. Alright, that's all I really need. You can buy some keys. They're cheap early on, and you can open chests with them and get good purples and stuff. Maybe I'll grab 2 just so I can show off. But you're not going to find anything really worth getting for a while. And then they have rare material, which is expensive. Platinum is what, once you get 1,000 gold, it turns into a platinum. So those are the rare materials. Most armor just takes normal materials, which you buy in stacks of 10, and it's much cheaper. So to find out what you need, you go to the old armor trader. Alright, so there's 2 armor traders here. There's Banoid, and he gives worse armor. I think they cost the same. This is only armor 15. If you remember, my armor is 5. So my armor is 5. This is 15. It's really not much of an upgrade. Corwin has the better armor. It's 30. So this is what we're gonna get. So we need bolts of cloth for all of it. So there's different styles. There's stylish and there's rogue. You can Google armors and what they look like. That's usually what I do. Shit. Let me add these 2 guys to the guild real fast. So I'm not sure, just from looking at it, I think stylish looks kind of nice. Rogue looks very similar to what we're wearing. So we're going to go stylish. So I need bolts of cloth. So if you look, the masks also give +1 to A skill. Fast casting, illusion, domination. So we're going to do domination, of course. And then we need 1 top. So that's 6. That's 2. So that's 8, and then gloves, 2, shoe or pants, 4. So that's 14, and then 16. So we need at least 16, and you buy them in packs of 10, so we're gonna have to get 20. So go back to the material trader here. Oh, I didn't shut my door. And we get 20 bolts of cloth. So buy 1, buy 2, so I got 20. So now we'll go get our armor. back to old Corwin there. So we get our imposing mask. We want stylish. Stylish gloves, stylish pants, stylish shoes. Okay, and then we'll just put all that on real fast. And look, we look so nice. We're going to take that off though. Really very nice, very distinguishable. So there's also a weapons guy. Some places you can craft weapons, some places you can't. This one you can't craft anything, but you can customize it to do more damage. I recommend not customizing something unless you know you're never going to get rid of it. I recommend doing it. You get 20% more damage out of it. So it's a good thing to do. But if you're going to want to sell it later, maybe, if there's even a chance you're going to want to sell it, no one else can use it if it's customized. So I would say don't. Alright, now what really makes your armor good is runes. So you go to the rune trader here. It'll pop up for your profession. So for Mesmer, you can get insignias. So you put the insignia on your armor and it'll call it like virtuosos blah blah blah. And that will give you 15 armor while activating skills. That's probably what we're going to use. Artificers is okay if you're like a signet Mesmer. I don't really play those. This is the one, it's the most expensive. It's the one you put on your heroes. It's the best one. While you're recharging skills, you get armor. It's good. It's better than this. So this is while activating skills, and it's 15 instead of needing to have 5 skills recharging to get 15. But for me, while I'm attacking, I want this. But while your heroes, they'll cast a bunch of spells really fast because they're AI. And then they'll basically run around in circles while their skills are recharging. So while they're recharging, you want them safer. So the product, that's why it's the most expensive. It makes more sense to keep your heroes alive. You want this one. But we're not heroes. And this is so much cheaper. So we're going to buy 5 of those. We want a fast casting because we want to be faster casting. So there's minor runes that give +1. There's major runes. They give +2, but they take 35 HP away. Now if you notice, I only have 220. I don't have enough to be taking my HP away right now. So we'll save these for later. And then there's superior, which give you +3, but -75 HP. Like I said, I don't have enough HP. I'm not a high enough level. So we're just gonna get minor for right now. So we'll get a minor fast casting. We'll get a minor domination. And I'm really not going to use any inspiration magic. It's a lot of hero builds have 1 or 2 for getting energy back. It's like an interrupt that gives you energy. So it's good for like self-sustaining energy for heroes. So that's why it's expensive and it's a good rune to get. I don't need it. I'm not going to use it on me personally. Okay. So now I've got my armors. Put your insignia on your armor. The way this game works, your defense doesn't stack. So it looks like I'm putting +15 armor on all of my armors. So you would think, oh, when you activate one skill, you're going to get 75 added to your defense. That's not how it works. When you get hit in this game, they actually hit a part of your body. And that part of your body is what bases the defense calculation. So if they hit my chest, which is the most common place to get hit, your chest, your pants, and your head are the 3 most common in that order because they're the biggest. So if you want to have like, if I was going to put defense somewhere else, if I was going to have another insignia somewhere else, I would want to make sure the defense was on my chest. Energy and vitality, or like energy and health runes that add that, they do stack. It doesn't matter what body part you put it on. So when you come over here, you'll notice there's a rune of Vitae. It adds HP and it is stackable. And there's a rune of attunement which adds energy. We want energy. Generally you want HP, but I want to make sure I can keep casting stuff. So I want energy. So since this is +1 domination, we'll add the other domination to it and make it +2 domination. Notice the stacking, that's my helm. The helm stacks. The rune is non-stacking. So I can't buy more runes and just keep getting the plus. but it'll stack with my helm. So I have +2 now. We'll put the fast casting there. You want to get Vigor. So Vigor is a really good rune to get. You can get +30 HP. There's Major, which is +41, and Superior, which is pretty cheap right now. Like at one point, this was 100k, so it was super expensive, and it's really, really cheap right now. And it's 50. I recommend just get the 30. It's not going to kill you. I have an extra 50 I might have to transfer over, so I'm going to get that really fast. But so we're going to get some attunement runes. And there's insignias over here if you don't know what to use or just depending on your character. Radiant insignia gives you energy based on which piece you put it on. Survivor gives you HP depending on which piece you put it on. Blessed is really common for farming builds because when you're enchanted it gives you armor. Most solo farmers are enchanted like all the time. So there's some good like non-denominational inscriptions here. And runes. Like for melee, these are all kind of for melee. You get the Vigor for life. So very good stuff. I'm going to grab my ring real fast. Alright, so we got our Vigor rune, and you can get these out. You can salvage these runes later, so if you spend money on them now, you can get them back when you upgrade your armor later. Okay, so now we have very high stuff. Alright, let me take him back to where he was. Alright, so we've got some pretty good survivability. We're not going to die at all. So we'll do a couple quests. This will be a really short episode. I might just blend the first mission into this episode. I think we'll do that. So we got 500 from him. He wants us to talk to somebody outside. There's one quest that I want to do. I don't really do side quests, so we're not going to do a lot of side quests. If you like doing side quests, there are plenty. And there's lots of lore tied up in them too, like what's going on with the people during this like part of the game. So it's a cool thing to do and read. I have done them, but I'm not going to do them. So if you want to see them, buy the game. It's $10 and come do it yourself. Come bring life back to this game. It's still pretty active. A lot of people play, just not like, hundreds of thousands like there used to be. Like there was 65 million copies sold, or 6.5 million copies sold at one point. Like this was a very popular game up until like 2012. So we're going to come over here, we're going to do this quest because it's easy, and then we're going to go get a Mesmer skill. We're going to do a couple quests, and those are just skill quests from Mesmer trainers because I want them. So we're going to do those. Why does it look hazy? It shouldn't look hazy. So we talked to him. He wants to come in. He's from Kryta. He heard about our struggle with the Char, and he came to help us because somehow Kryta, so the Char nuked the entire world. So this entire, they nuked here, they nuked here, and they nuked like here. There was a civilization here, and they blew them off the face of the earth. Not a single one of them exists anymore. These guys survived just fine somehow, and they're thriving. We are suffering, and it's the only one that looks like it was nuked. So, what does he got? We're not going to do that. That one's really easy. So he wants us to give some supplies to the children of Ascalon. The king of Ascalon, Kryta and Ascalon used to be friends, and then they kind of became enemies, and the king still thinks they're enemies. So the king of Ascalon won't accept any help. So he's just trying to get help to the Ascalonians any way that he can. And you can see what attacks are coming to you right here. You'll see the spells they're casting on you. So if you get like nuked and die somehow, it'll show you what happened. And you can hover over this and you can see what their spells do. So you can learn like what monsters are what. Like this is a ranger, more or less. So this is an elementalist. It's an elemental skill. So you would know like, oh, you can interrupt him and he would do a lot of damage. So this kind of helps you learn who to fight first. And as a mesmer, that's very important. You want to kill like healers and high damage spikers fast, especially later on. Right now it's not super crucial because everybody is low level like you. Like this is a mesmer, so he's casting some of the same spells that I have. I still have Orion. I forgot to take off Orion. So the game difficulty ramps up the more you go along. So now there's more monsters in a group. So you can't be by yourself. You have to have a team. So they give you henchmen. This game is soloable. All 3 campaigns are Actually, I don't think Factions is soloable. But this game and Nightfall are soloable. But that's like high level play. So like here we have the Grawl. We've also got the Euladite. That is a healer. So we want to kill the healer first and then kill the little warriors. And everything's a little higher level. Those used to be level 1, now level 4. Alright, so that quest that we just took is right here. And then we're going to go in here. This is Ashford Abbey. So if you remember, this map, or our map, is exactly the same. So, I should have took a little screenshot of it. But Ascalon City was here. Ashford Abbey was here. That little outside settlement was here. You see that's gone. Fort Rannick was like down here somewhere. That Duke Barrington's estate was like up here, over here somewhere. That doesn't even exist anymore. There's another outpost here now, and you can go like more. You can actually go north of the wall and stuff now. I really couldn't before. There wasn't much up there. So we're gonna go into New Ashford Abbey, called the Sartilac Sanitarium, and I'm gonna get a quest for a mesmer skill. That's an actual AOE skill. causes 16 damage to targets, or causes damage per second to that target's initial location. So technically AoE, which will cause monsters to scatter, but if you do it right when they're in like certain positions, that's what we want. Chaos Storm. And this just gives you some skills that you should have gotten in pre, but you could have skipped the trainers, right? So now you can get them. So we're going to go get Chaos Storm really fast. We're going to kick Orion, and we're going to get Reyna. We're going to go on down yonder. See how much more storage you get just immediately with those bags? The bags only cost like 100 gold. The runes cost 500 gold each, so you do have to save up to get like 1,000 gold to get the runes. But I mean, look how much storage you get. It's just so much better. And there's an upgrade. You can get an upgrade for them later, but that's really expensive. You can earn... I'll go over that stuff later, but there's like late game, like daily quests that provide you with Zaishin coins, and you can trade those for like bag upgrades and stuff. So you can actually earn them without having to like trade or farm or anything. It tells you what mission to do each day, what place to vanquish, which is like killing every monster. So you can just go do those daily quests and earn the currency that way. And then earn that stuff yourself. Everything you want to get in this game is solo gettable, like max weapons and good stuff. Like you don't have to like trade or farm specific areas. Like you can just like play the game and you'll get everything you need. Once you get like super late game in this, it's pretty easy to get like a little wealthy. But once you get like late game, what people care about is skins of stuff. So people will pay a lot of money for different skins. It's basically a Barbie fashion game. Get your character, get through the game, and then dress it up the way you like. Get expensive armor, get expensive weapons. But that's good. You know? I think I would rather farm for better skins than farm for the good items. Like, you'll never be as good as someone else because they've been here longer and they have the better item. Like, no, you can be just as good as anybody else. Then it's just your skill, your character build, and just your general skill set, I guess. So if you notice, well, you can't see because you can't see my chat. When you were solo and you picked up gold, it said you pick up gold. Now when I pick up gold, it says your party shares. So I have 4 people in my party, and I just picked up 6 gold. That means I got 1 gold. So once you start playing like with a party, I stop picking up gold. Like, there's no point. I'm just gonna, like, if it says 12, you get like 2. So it's just not worth it. I don't really pick up gold anymore. I just pick up stuff to sell because everything you sell is yours. So, and henchmen do take away from your loot. So if you do like farming with a full party, they do get loot themselves. So it looks like less things are dropping because less things are dropping for you to pay for the mercenaries' help. So like late game when you want to like farm things, there are like solo farming builds. So you can go out by yourself and get all the drops. Oh, you know what? I'm really mad I didn't do this. So there's a little girl. Oh, I'm really upset I didn't do this. I might have to make another video and post it in here. But there's a little girl. She's like 8. And she's right outside Ascalon, and she's dancing around. If you talk to her, she tells you some scale stole her flute. So you got to go over just outside of town kill a couple scale. Her flute's lying on the ground. You bring it back to her. And a little while later, she goes, man, I really like a cape. And there's a small girl's cape at the merchant for 200 gold. So you can buy that to her and give it to her. And she's as happy as a clam, running around with her little cape and her flute. And she'll follow you. So you'll talk to her and she goes, I'm going to follow you. And then she'll follow you all around the world. Like, I think if you change areas, she won't come. But as long as you're in the little, like, Ascalon, Lakeside County area, she'll follow you everywhere. And then if you talk to her again, she'll stay where you left her. And she's just there. And you probably saw her in the cinematic when the fire was raining down. It had a little girl kind of like look up at the sky. That was Gwen. That's very important. And we just found her broken flute. So that means she died in the searing. So that poor little girl, we helped her. But that's also an omen because they didn't forget about Gwen. So we may be seeing something about her later. We don't want that. No, we don't want anything else. Are you going to give me more skills? Illusion of haste, energy burn. Energy burn! You can get energy burn here? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, we're going to get energy burn. Energy burn is phenomenal. Died. That innocent little girl that we saw did die. She's not innocent anymore. We'll find out what happened to her in about 7 missions. So I didn't know this quest was here to get energy burn. Energy burn is phenomenal. The main skill we're going to use once we get it, which unfortunately we don't get it until the very end of this campaign, it's called Energy Surge. And what it does is it takes enemy energy away, takes 9 energy away from the enemy. And it does damage to that enemy based on how many points in domination magic we have. So it maxes out at, I think, 8 or 9. So you can take 9 energy away and do 9 damage per energy of armor ignoring damage. And it hits all adjacent monsters. So you can drain someone's energy, attack everyone around them, and then attack the guy next to him with the same spell, take his energy, and attack everybody around them. And just destroy groups of monsters. Energy Burn is the new version of that. It is single target, drain energy, do armor ignoring damage, but it does not affect adjacent enemies. But it's a good way to very quickly drop like 80 damage on a single target, like early in the game. So I didn't know you could get it this early. I didn't know where the quest was, and I just found it. So we're gonna get that real fast. It made us come talk to Master Ranger Nente, who is a ranger, and we are part ranger, but we don't need any ranger skills until a long time from now. And we're not going to do a quest for it. We're just going to buy it from a skill trainer. So that's it. We literally just had to come talk to him. Okay, fantastic. So we can just teleport back and get... Oh, man. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited right now. So this makes you run faster, but when it ends, you're crippled for 3 seconds. So you run slower for 3 seconds. It's really cool. We're not going to use it. We don't need Troll Unguent. We have a healer, so we don't need to heal ourselves. So, and I have Ether Feast, which gives me like an instant heal. 26 HP per energy loss of an enemy. So that's like a quick, 78 points right there. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to get energy burn. So it takes 6 energy away and does 9 damage for each point of energy. So right away, this is 54 damage and it takes their energy away. So we're denying them the resource to hurt us, and we're doing damage to them all at the same time. So Conjure Phantasm is almost useless at this point. I just like it because it's a real quick way to give them some HP degeneration and then cast Shattered Illusions to remove it. These are better. Backfire and Empathy are better spells to use. They last longer too, and they get like this is 91 damage whenever they cast a spell, and if you wait till like right at 10 seconds and then remove it, you just do a bunch of damage. And Empathy, you know, they hurt themselves. So these are better to use. I'm gonna keep Kajira Phantasm because I don't have anything better right now. I guess I could get Res Signet, but I don't foresee needing it. And all three of them have. She's got a multi-use Resurrect. Monks come with a multi-use Resurrect, and these guys both have Resurrection Signet, so like I'm not worried about me having it. Alicia is dumb, and she will get herself killed. So the sooner we can get to heroes and stop using henchmen, the better. But for now, we have to use the henchmen, at least until we get to Lion's Arch. So I think this is good. I think we're okay. And what else do you got? We don't need that. So now we're going to go do the first mission. I think I am actually going to end this episode once I get to the town and then start the next one so it can be a standalone. Alright, so, here. In case y'all just don't know where this is, which you know very likely don't, let's just teleport. Or we can't, because we're already here. Okay. So, to find this quest, we do have a couple quests that I said I was going to do. How much experience did that give? 500? Okay. Oh, we'll do that real quick. Okay, so helping people of Ascalon, he wants us to give supplies to the children of Ascalon. We get energy tap, which is kind of nice. You can get energy. I don't think it's an interrupt. I think you just get energy. So it's like, yeah, good to have, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. So we'll do both these real fast. And then we'll get the quest to get to the first mission. You can go through this game without doing a single quest, but the quest will always lead you to the mission. So like I don't have a primary quest right now, I just have Ascalon quests. I'll get a primary quest that takes me to the wall. The primary quests are the ones that take you to the new missions. So the first campaign is set up that you can actually run the whole world and get to every single outpost without having to do a quest, which is kind of cool. The other campaigns kind of nerfed that, but we can see right here we got King Adelburn and Giga Chad Prince Rurik, and they're about to have a little talk. So let's see what they have to say. The Crichton is a cancer. So Rurik's trying to plea for Ambassador Zane to come help us. And King Adelburn is literally like racist against Crichtons. He's like, this is not how it's going to work. They do not have friends here. Oh, the king is going to arrest Ambassador Zane. How wild. How wild is that? He's here to send aid for no reason other than the fact that we were attacked by the Char and they happened to survive. Let's check this out. Bam! 54 damage. Quick to the point. So you see these, like this has a 2-second cast time. The more fast casting I get, that'll just make its way down to like half a second, quarter of a second. So it's like basically instant cast time. And then you can get weapons that have a 20% chance to half your casting time and 40% chance to half your casting time. So if your casting time is a quarter of a second and then you half it, you're instant casting. So mesmers are OP. These spells are strong, but they're not strong until you can cast them instantly. So we'll get that. Energy tap causes 4 energy loss and you gain 2, but it's an inspiration spell and we're not putting points into inspiration really. So for 5 energy we get 8. It's really not worth getting, so we're going to equip it later. And we don't care about ranger attacks, we just want a pet. And then we're going to turn in him for his experience, and then we're going to go back to Ascalon. War Master Titus has a quest for us. Defend the wall. So we need to defend the Great Northern Wall. So we get that quest. That is a primary quest. It does not say Ascalon, it just says primary. So that's the first quest, takes us to our first mission. And it gives you an arrow which just tells you to go this way. And during like Christmas and Halloween and stuff, they changed the entire way that a couple cities look. Commandant, which is the main city in Nightfall, Lion's Arch, which is like the main city in this campaign, and Ascalon City changes. Ascalon City used to be a big trading hub before the other campaigns came out. It was Lion's Arch and Ascalon City. But once Nightfall came out, characters immediately go to the main city. That's like where new characters start out. So it became like the trade hub. So at any given time, you can go to Commandant and see just like dots and dots of people on your map. So we made it here. We talked to Squire Zachary. And if you notice on my party formation, I can enter a mission. So we're going to end this episode here. And we'll pick up the next one right at this mission.